Hey, what's up guys, it is Sam here and welcome back to another episode of FPS Survival Series in Unity. In this episode we're going to be creating the weapon system and we're going to begin by creating an axe. And as you can see, speaking of which, we actually have a free PBR Viking axe that I downloaded and actually imported to my package or to my project. That's actually the right name. This is not a sponsorship, don't worry. This is just a free PBR Viking axe that I found off the asset store. I thought it looked cool and you guys want me to use a model for every kind of episode that we upload, so I was like, why not? So go ahead and download it if you want a free, PBR axe model. If you don't want to, if you want to use another model like a sword, it's completely fine. We're just gonna use this one. So next up, we also have a textures folder here, which is pretty much like an edit that I made of this photo right here and made it in Photoshop in my own version kind of. So go ahead and download it. I'm gonna link it in the description down below, but I take no rights for it. Like, I made the image, yes, but the axe is not mine, so I take no responsibility for that. So anyway, we're gonna get started with this. So we could actually start off by moving a few things here in our scene right now. So first and foremost, let's remove this and boom, this. And we can move this item a little bit further back, I guess we could say. This is a water, right? Yeah. So let's rename this item to water so that we keep a track on it. And we can also not remove the tiger, not the poor animal, don't remove it, but we just move it to the side so that we have it a little bit open in a open field pretty much just in front of us. So we can now go to our prefab folder instead of PBR Viking axe and drop it in. Oh, okay. I was not expecting it to be this big. I'll just say that. I'll keep my channel family friendly. Thank you. There we go. All right. Maybe this is good. Yeah, we don't really have to edit that too much. So let's go ahead and add a box collider to this. We can keep it like it is right now, and we can add one more. And this time around, we're gonna change up the size a little bit, but also we're gonna check the is trigger here, and maybe size set to be 6, 7. Yeah, 7 is good. So I'm just looking at the same time to the green lines here that are expanding. So I can set the Y. Yeah, 2 is pretty good, and then maybe 1. Yeah, that's actually perfect. So just make sure that you check is trigger, because that's literally the most important part here. We're also gonna tag it as item, and we can also add the component called item. There we go. And yeah, let's edit out the icon so that we set it to be the texture that I have here. Once again, it's going to be linked in the description. And we can also set the type to be weapon. Very, very easy. There we go. Now I'm gonna go to Visual Studio and we can enter the item script. And in here, we're actually going to start off by creating a few, or maybe just one variable for the moment being. So we can say, let's have it private. And then we can set it to be a Boolean and call it picked up. So this is going to be the Boolean that we're going to use in order to detect if the item is already picked up, so that it doesn't bug out. And because we're gonna add this item to the item manager inside of our player, so we don't want it to bug out and detect as if the player is triggering with the item and pick it up rapidly. So we're just setting it to be a Boolean. Boom, we're done there. And obviously when we drop the item, we're going to set it to be false. When we pick it up, it's going to be true. And we're gonna get into that later, but first and foremost, let's go to our slot script here. We are pretty much just going to go to the field where we are checking for the item type when we are trying to click on the item from the slot or from the inventory. And here, obviously, we're checking for this item type equal to water, and we're gonna have another one called if this item dot type equal to weapon, like the item type that we set in the inspector before. So obviously, if it is, then we're going to set the item.setActive to be true. There we go. Let's see here. We also need to set a few local position, rotation, and scale variables. So we could actually go to our item script, and yeah, let's do that actually. We can now create a public float, or perhaps public vector3, which is going to be called item, or maybe just rotation. But there is a, I actually don't know if this is going to be working, but we can set it to be rotation. We can also have one public vector3, just position. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if it's going to like interfere with the transform component, but if it does, we're gonna edit it out, so it's not a big problem. But for now, we can just keep it being. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I just not like did something with my neck. I don't know, it hurts. It hurts bad. All right, so we can also have another vector 3. There we go, and we can call it scale. All right, so these are going to be used for when we actually pick up the item. We obviously want to have a custom scale, rotation, and position for the item in order to make sure that it's, you know, positioned correctly in front of the player. And to we could actually demonstrate that really easily, and we can do that by copying the item. So highlight Viking axe in your, actually before we do that, let's go ahead and name it just axe. There we go. So you just like highlight the item, copy, paste, boom, you have one more, right? And then you just put it into your player, and and also in the item manager. There we go. And now we can go to this axe that we just copied, and we can set the position, rotation, scale to be or the position to be 0 in every axis. So now you can see that it's literally in front, like inside the player. I know this sounds weird, but this is a NSFW kind of episode, I guess. And then we're just gonna rotate it. There we go. Maybe like that. There we go. Maybe we can have it a little bit bigger than that. There we go. Perhaps this is good. Oh, this is way too big. Would you guys, do you guys like hearing that kind of stuff? There we go. I think that's a lot better. Yeah, I'm satisfied with this. Now the point of doing this is because we want to see what kind of position, rotation, and also scale this item has to be almost perfect, really. So we could set it to be, this is actually interesting. We could just do it manually, or else we could have like another item in the item manager that we can enable and disable upon like picking up the item, the initial one. But we're pretty much gonna do it this way because we want it to be, we want to be a little bit more legacy, I guess. So we could do like this. Let's just copy and paste all these values from the position, rotation, and scale inside of the transform component into our item component. So we're gonna do like this, boom, real quick. Like this actually goes very fast when you do it. So the position is done, then we go to rotation, boom, boom, and bam. I can also create like a editor tool that actually does this automatically for you. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see something like that. I can also make a tutorial out of it, like I don't mind. I made assets before, so it's very easy. So now we're gonna copy this component from the Axe1, and we are going to paste it, paste component values into this one. That's very, very easy in Unity. So thank you, Unity Technologies, for doing that, making that possible. There we go. All right, so we can go back to code now, or Visual Studio if you would like to. And let's see. We want to set the local, the position, rotation, and all that, and scale upon picking it up. So add item, boom, slot dot. All right. We could actually have a, yeah, let's do that. We are destroying the item get component rigid body, but it's not a problem. Yeah, we could actually do the inside of here. It's very, very easy, I guess. So now we're gonna do like this. We are like obviously setting item.transform.parent to be, we can actually do it up there, because a lot less OCD triggering for me. So we're setting the item transform parent, the parent of the object, to be the item manager, which is perfect. And now we're gonna set the local rotation, scale, and position, which is very easy too. So the only thing you have to do is set it to be item.transform.position equal to item.getComponent, item, boom, and then position. There we go. And we can actually copy this, cheat a little bit. I still suggest you to write it out manually every time to make sure that you learn the code too, but it's not very important. So I'm gonna do this to save time. Maybe this one can be skipped. There we go. And obviously for this one, we're gonna have rotation instead, and we're gonna do the same thing with this. There we go. And then we are going to have scale for this one, and we're gonna have scale for this one as well. So transform does not contain a. Since when does it not have a transform rotation either? Oh, I see. All right, let's go back to item real quick and set this to be quaternion for rotation. I forgot about that actually. However, I'm not very sure about why scale is not being accepted. Did I miss something here? It could be local scale instead. Let's try that out. Let's set it to be local scale. Yeah, it's actually that. So now we're gonna go back to Unity after saving the script. There we go. We can expand this. Ooh, yeah, okay. I think we're gonna have to do that again, or not. Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna have to. We can actually test this out and see how this goes, but just before we test it out, I actually want to make sure something here. Yeah, all right. We equip the item here, and then obviously we want to be able to unequip it. So we could go to our item script and say public void update. Oh yeah, we can actually, before we do that, we can also go here to the inventory script, and we can set the we can say item.get component item dot picked up equal to true. Oh yeah, it's because of this private, right? Yeah, we can maybe set it to be public static. Does that fix it? It doesn't like that. Member item picked up cannot be accessed. Alright, whatever. We're gonna just have it public for now. We can hide it later in the inspector. It's not very important right now. There we go. That's pretty much it. So just make sure here. Alright. And oh yeah, we can also create one more and say public boo. Oh, public boo ball equipped. There we go. So for now, we're going to go to our slot script and we're going to set, actually, instead of having item set active true, we can just say item, oh yeah, we can actually say this item dot, what was it called? Equipped. There we go, equal to true. All right, so after we do this, I'm also going to modify a couple of things. So first and foremost, let's enter the item script here and change this back to vector 3 for the rotation because we're gonna use that instead. And now we're gonna go to the inventory script where we actually have the rotation set, and we're gonna first and foremost change the position to be local position and the rotation to be local Euler angles, or angles, there we go. That's the way you spell it. And local scale can stay the same it is. The reason why we're using this is because, first and foremost, the reason why we're changing the position to local and having local scale and also local Euler is because the local means that you are setting the position of the transform relative to the parent transform. So basically, we are wanting to set the transform or the rotation of this axe when we pick it up to be relative to the item manager, while it's actually a child object of the item manager, because the world space, which is the rotation, and the local relative rotation to the parent object, while it's actually a parent, which is the local position or local rotation, they are completely two different separate things. And I'm gonna link them in the description down below, so if you guys want to check out more information about them, do so. I suggest you to, because it's a very important detail that a lot of you guys can miss. I missed it here, so you learn from your mistakes, right? I just wanted to change that out so that we have it done. Now also, we are going to disable the if item get component mesh renderer thing, and we are going to completely disable the item upon picking it up so that we just don't play around with mesh renderers, because if you have like a LOD and you're using a LOD object, it's going to be hell for you to change it up with mesh renderer. So to make it easier for you, I am just going to say, yeah, we can do that like at the bottom of the script so that we don't disable the item until we're done playing with it. There we go. We destroy the item rigid body. We set item added equal to true, and then we say item.setActive false. So now, in the slot script, we are also going to say if we click on this item, then we are going to set it to be to true. So we're gonna say item.setActive true, which is going to disable this bad boy here because the object that it's attached to, the script is attached to, is going to be enabled. So in here we are finally going to be able to use our weapon script or weapon functionality in its own sense. So we can actually first and foremost try this out in Unity. Let's go ahead and play the game. There we go. We pick it up, boom. We click on it. As you can see, it spawned right in front of us. Now, as you can see, if we look down, it's now following the main camera. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make the item manager a parent, or the item manager a child object of the main camera, not parent object. They are two separate things as well. So we're just doing that because now the item manager is going to follow the main camera's local position, local transform, or local rotation, and also local scale. So that's a good thing. I just punched my pop filter again. That's so annoying. So if you play, you're gonna see that it's now following the mouse as well. There we go. That's pretty much it. Now we want to, yeah, we can have like a not a function, but perhaps just a little if statement so that we can unequip the item as well. Oh, and also we need to play around with the functionality a little bit because obviously if it is already equipped, then we don't want to be able to equip it again. So what we can do is, yeah, let's do it like this. We can actually say public or maybe private game object player, like that. There we go, player, and we're gonna have a public void start, and we're gonna say player equal to game object dot find with tag, right? Yeah, there we go. And then we're gonna set it to be player so that we find the game object player. And now if we do equip this item, so if equipped, then we are going to say player.get component. We could perhaps say oh yeah, it is called player anyway, so then we can say equipped equal to true, or maybe call this weapon equipped. There we go. Now the important thing here, we are going to go to our player script and create a variable here, and we can call this public boolean weapon equipped. There we go. And maybe we can even have it here. Oh, there we go. OCD is a very important thing, boys. It's a very, very important thing. There we go. Now let's go here. No, not there. Item set active. Yeah, we perhaps just want to check it here. So while we're checking for the item type to be weapon, we obviously want to also check for if there is already a weapon equipped, so that we don't re-equip a new weapon and bug it out so that it doesn't glitch. So we're gonna say, and we do get the player, right? Yeah, we do get the player with this object or with this script. So we can say and player.get component player dot exclamation. Yeah, let's say exclamation mark equipped. Oh, it doesn't work like that. All right, we can just set it to be equipped equal false or 2 equals. There we go. Weapon equipped. There we go. I actually wonder if this works. Hold on, guys. Let's see here. No, it doesn't work. Alright, this doesn't work after a dot. Alright, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to test. So basically, we changed it up to be not only check for if the item type is also weapon, so we are going to equip a weapon, but also check if the player has already got a weapon equipped. And also, in the weapon script, or the item script, sorry, we're going to say if equipped, then we are obviously going to change the player component. But we also want to say else, then we want to say literally the same thing, but set it to be false so that we don't bug out the game. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on a minute. You know what? We can do it because we're not gonna have simultaneously several weapons equipped anyway. So I thought that this would make it glitch or bug out, but it's not gonna do that. And we can also set a new if statement to be if equipped. Then we're gonna say we can press like a button on our keyboard to unequip the weapon. So if equipped, if input dot get key down key code dot maybe F. I think that's a pretty good unequip key. Then we can set it to be equipped equipped equal to false. There we go. All right. So upon unequipping, yeah, maybe we can actually have a function for that. So we just say unequipped, so that we have everything in order, and then we can say public void unequip. Oh my god, there we go. And in here we can just simply say equipped equal to false. This dot game object, yeah, this dot game object dot set active false. There we go. That should be pretty much it. So we can try that real quick before we continue or move on. There we go, boom, and then we press F, bam. All right, so it's disabled, and then we can equip again, obviously. So as you can see, if I click simultaneously, it's not going to bug out because obviously we already have it equipped. So if you have like several weapons, which we're also going to have in the future, obviously this is going to be very helpful. So that is pretty much it. I think that I'm going to leave it for the next episode where we actually animate the weapon and perhaps even add like a chopping tree script, I guess we could have, so that we actually, you know, do something with our weapon as well. And before we end this video, I think we can have it so that we can kill the animal only if we have a weapon equipped. So, and it's very easy to do that actually. So inside of our animal script, we're going to say public, yeah, maybe private game object player. And on enable, we are going to say player equal to get, or no, game object dot find tag player, just like we did in the item script, I think it was, or in the slot script, something like that. You guys remember it better than me because you have the timeline in front of you where you can just simply jump back in time, or in the video at least, in local time, right? So where do we actually have the attacking? Oh yeah, it was actually in the player, right? Tag, target.tag equal to animal, and weapon equipped. There we go. What I realized is that we didn't really need to have a player game object in the animal script, but I guess we can make use of it soon anyway, so let's keep it. I don't even want to delete it, but I forgot that we were actually doing it inside a player, which makes more sense, obviously. So I don't know why I thought the otherwise, or other way, but it's fine. I mean, it's not a huge deal, like we don't really have to necessarily delete it or remove it, so we're just gonna keep it like it is. So now it's going to only allow you to attack the animal in case you have a weapon equipped, which is pretty cool, you know. And then I want to make sure that we do set the weapon equipped to be false upon unequipping the item. So that's perfect. I think that's pretty much it. This is how you pretty much equip the weapon. I also wanted to make this video a little bit more special towards a fix where we did this with the entire like local position, local healer, but also especially the mesh render part, because we rather have the item set active to be false instead of having it the mesh render, you know, because if you want to use the LOD object, like the main game object that contains all these LOD effects or LOD game objects, aren't going to contain a mesh renderer also. So all the LODs, the respective logs, are actually going to be the ones that are going to have the mesh renderer. And you don't want to, you know, dig deep down into every single game object. It's going to be very like heavy on the performance of the game as well. So you just set it to be active, to be false, boom, you're done. Upon equipping, boom, set active true, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, guys, that was it pretty much for this episode of the FPS Survival Series in Unity. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. It really shows a lot of support on the video. Obviously, it motivates me to work even harder on these videos. And make sure to also subscribe if you're new around here to make sure you stay up to date for new content. It's also moving while it's idle, I don't know why. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Also leave your comments in the comment section down below if you have any feedback, if you want me to cover up something specific. And also we're running a Q&A. I was about to say giveaway, holy moly, that would have caused a lot of trouble. We're running another Q&A, there we go, on our channel right now. So if you want to join up, make sure to hit the link in the description, also in the pinned comment. I'm going to leave them in both sections. And we are, in fact, going to run a giveaway on the channel with a 3D model pack. I just negotiated with a sponsor over that, so it's very exciting. I'm super excited. I think you guys are gonna love it. because who doesn't love free stuff? So to not miss it out, obviously either subscribe, because I'm going to upload a announcement video of that, but also we're gonna host it on Discord, so join Discord already now so that you never have any risk of actually missing it out. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed your stay. Have a good night. Peace out. I'll catch you